Alright, my math friends, here we are moving on to more of Chapter 7. We have 7.1b. This time we're going to be writing and solving algebra inequalities using real-world problems. Okay, now you may notice these steps look exactly the same as what we did in Chapter 6 and previous chapters. It is, okay? We're just going to build a math problem using this real-world problem here, and then we're going to solve it. This time it's just going to have an inequality in it, okay? And that's the trickiest part, is trying to figure out which inequality symbol that we're going to use, okay? So I'm going to help you out with this. So let's do our first steps. We need to read through the problem. And remember, when you read through, get a picture in your mind of what's going on, okay? A submarine descends more than 40 feet below sea level, okay? So it's going more than 40 feet below, okay? Picture that. As it descends, the change in elevation is 5 feet per second, okay? So it's going down 5 feet every second. How many seconds does it descend? Alright, that's what we're trying to find out. Let's underline the question. Okay, we want to know how many seconds is it going to take to go more than 40 feet. Alright, identify your facts, just like we have been doing. Well, we know it's going to go more than 40 feet below sea level. And we know that it goes down at a rate of 5 feet per second. That's how fast it goes. We are going to name the variable. Remember, your question is going to tell you what your variable is. We're trying to figure out the seconds, so I'm going to say x equals seconds. Okay, that's what we're trying to find out. Your question is going to help you with that variable. Alright, now we're going to build the algebra problem. Okay, so we know we're trying to get down more than 40 feet below sea level. So I know I'm going to have 40 on one side, and I'm going down at a rate of 5 feet per second. Per, we've talked about this, and math means multiply. So over here on this side of the equation, I'm going to have 5 times x, and then I need to figure out which symbol is going to go here, which inequality symbol for the 40. Okay, this is where the trickiest part comes in, is trying to figure this out. Let's go take a look at this up here. Okay, the submarine has to go more than 40 feet below sea level. Okay, so we need to actually go more than 40 feet. So what we want is whatever this equals over here, 5 times whatever this number is going to be, it needs to be more than 40 feet because we're going more than 40 feet below sea level. Okay, so my symbol is going to look like that because I want this over here to be more than this number over here, 40. Okay, not equal to. It doesn't say anything about it being equal to. It has to be more than 40. Okay, here's your trickiest part, is trying to figure out what symbol you're going to exactly use in this inequality. Okay, it just takes time and practice. Use that keyword sheet I gave you. That'll help you out on trying to identify these things, but it just takes time to get this, so don't feel bad if you can't get it at first. Alright, we just built the algebra problem. Now we're going to solve. Alright, same steps as before. We're going to divide by 5 to cancel that off over here. Divide this side by 5. Draw my line under there. I have x has to be greater than 8. Okay, 8 seconds. Alright, and we can check our answer if we want by using a number greater than 8 for x. Let's say we use 10. Alright, so if we put 10 back in here, we would have 5 times 10 is 50. So we would have 50 is greater than 40. 50 is more than 40. Perfect. Okay, that's a good check to see if that actually worked out. Alright, let's take a look at another example. Okay, this time, here's our steps again for solving. We're going to read through the problem. Every month, $35 is withdrawn from Tony's savings account to pay for his gym membership. Okay, so picture that. He goes to the gym every month. They're going to take money out to pay for that. He has enough savings to withdraw no more than $315. How many months can Tony pay for his gym membership? Okay, so we read through the problem. We're going to underline the question. Alright, how many months can Tony pay for his membership? Basically, how much money does he have, can he pay for before he maxes out at the $315? Alright, identify your facts. Okay, we know that he takes out $35 every month. Alright, and he can't go more than $315 because that's how much money he has in his account. Alright, now number 4, we're going to name the variable. Look to the question. The question's going to tell you what the variable is. We're trying to find the months. That's the number we do not know. So we'll say m equals months. That's going to be our variable. Alright, now let's build the algebra problem. Okay, let's set up the numbers first, and then we'll worry about what sign we're going to use. Okay, so we know we're trying to get to 315 over here on this side of the equation, and then over here on this other side we know we're going to have 35 each month, so it's 35 times the number of months. Okay, so $35 times the number of months is eventually going to give us $315. Alright, let's talk about this part right here to decide what symbol we have. Okay, so the amount that he can withdraw can be no more than $315. Okay, so it can't be over 315 is what that means. Okay, it can be 315 and it can be less than 315, but it can't be more than 315. Okay, we can't have 330, 350, or whatever. It cannot go above 315. So what's that is saying is that whatever number we come up with for m, this side cannot be more than 315. Okay, it can equal 315, no problem, but this side cannot be more than 315. So I'm going to use the less than symbol, so it reads that this side over here needs to be less than or equal to 315. Okay, it can't be higher than 315. Okay, that's the trickiest part, guys, is trying to figure out that symbol. It just takes some practice. Alright, we're going to solve, and then we'll check our answer. So let's solve this. We have 35 times m, so we're going to divide by 35, cancel that, divide by 35 over here, just like we did in chapter 6, guys. We're not bringing a negative across, so we don't have to worry about doing a flipperoo like I talked about in the last lesson. So we have m is less than or equal to, and we run the math on that, and we get 9 when you divide 315 by 35. Okay, so now we can check our answer to see if it actually matches the story problem. Okay, so the number of months has to be less than or equal to 9. So let's say it's like 7, for example. Let's say we want to use 7 for m, and then we'll see if it actually works. So 35 times 7, when we multiply that, we are going to get 245. So 35 times 7, 245 is less than or equal to 315. Okay, and it matches the story problem. It cannot be no more than 315, which is perfect. This side is no more than 315. Alright? Let's check out another example. It just takes time to work with these, trying to figure out what symbol you need to use. Let's go through our steps. We're going to read through the problem. Ashley took $20 out of her savings account each week. Okay, so picture that. How many weeks did she have at least $250 in her savings account? Okay, how many weeks ago did she have at least this amount in her savings account? Alright, so we're going to underline the question. This is what we're trying to find out, is how many weeks ago did she have at least $250 in her account? Identify your facts. Alright, we know that she's taken out $20 each week, and we want to see when she had at least $250 in her savings account. We're going to need that. Okay, at least $250. Name the variable. Look to the question, guys. It's going to tell you the variable. Our question here is telling us how many weeks. That's the thing we do not know. So let's use W for weeks, and we'll see what we get. All right. Build the algebra problem. Now we're going to be ready to set this up. Let's just get our numbers. Let's get our sides figured out, and then we'll figure out what symbol to use. So we know we're going to have 250 on this side over here. And then we know over here, we're trying to get to 250, so we're going to go 20 each week. Each means multiply in math, so we're going to go 20 times the number of weeks. So I'm going to go 20 times W to get to 250. Okay, now let's figure out what we have to use for a symbol. Alright, the words at least, take a look at that. At least kind of means a minimum. Okay, it means that we can have a minimum of $250. Okay, we can have more than 250, but we need to have at least at a minimum of $250 in the count. It can be more, it can be equal to 250, but it has to at least be $250. Okay, so what that is saying is that what we get for W, what number we get, when we multiply it by 20, this side needs to be greater than or equal to 250. Okay, it has to at least be 250, or it can be higher than 250, but it has to at least be $250 on this side. So the symbol we want to use to make this side bigger is this side needs to be bigger or equal to 250 to match this at least criteria up there. Okay, that's the symbol we want to use. Now let's just go ahead and go through our steps and solving it. Then we will check. So this is 20 times W. So we're going to divide by 20 to cancel. Divide this side by 20. We are left with W is greater than or equal to 250 divided by 20 is going to give us 12.5. Okay, so W has to be bigger than or equal to 12.5. So let's just test a number. Let's say we want to have W equal 15. Alright, so we're going to go 20 times 15, and that will give us 300. So 300 is greater than or equal to 250, okay, which is true, and then it matches this, that how many weeks ago did her account at least have $250? Okay, 300 is at least 250 and higher than 250, so it matches. Okay, we can do that for a check to make sure that works. Alright, try one on your own. See if you guys can come up with what symbol you need to use for this problem, and then hit play again, and we'll see what you guys